But I do believe that there is a peaceful pathway. Peaceful because we would not bring any violence. But to imagine that because the system would bring violence, we should fold our hands would be stupid. But we must also not forget that the system would bring the violence. So what do you do to bring about a peaceful revolution when the other side is determined to brutally put you down? This is the genius of working together. You speak to the Iranian Revolution, whether you are talking about the one that ousted the Shah or the ones you've seen on your TV screens in recent times, or you speak to the one in Thailand. No, not Thailand. One of these, yes, Sri Lanka, or whatever revolution you're going to speak to, there's something you'll find that is very common. The people act together. There is always a critical mass. There is an agreed agenda behind which the people have been united. In the absence of that, all you find is violence. So, where is the peaceful path? The peaceful path to the Nigerian Revolution exists only in political consensus. I will be proposing, one, Nigeria be restructured into 6 regions in the first instance proposal. These 6 regions should be fairly autonomous, but it should be a federal arrangement. The broad outline for this plan is already in the public space and has been for at least the last 7-8 years. It is the one that is annexed to both Do Not Die in Their War and the imperative of the Nigerian Revolution. It sets out a new vision for building Nigeria. We're currently revising this to include and clarify certain issues. The first of them is that this constitution should have a secession clause that allows regions that are unhappy with the state of Nigeria to be able to leave Nigeria, but only after 10 years of the experiment. There is also going to be an inclusion clause that allows countries that are not within the borders of the current Nigeria to ask to join Nigeria via an agreed process. The beauty of these life programs is that it allows for some extent of interaction. And a certain gentleman popped up on the screen and took the word right out of my mouth. Who is going to do the restructuring? And this is the part where it becomes very interesting. It is me and you that would have to do the restructuring, and that is the revolution. The true revolution is the people finding common purpose. I can give you a plan, but there is a political content to that plan. The Nigerian state has to pretend that it is a democracy. It has to pretend that it is a democracy. The challenge for me and you is to build a collective around the ideas that would, remember that the constitutional amendment part is already in the public space and you can feel free to download that. That is the proposed constitution, which we would amend slightly, but at least you can begin to engage with what is already in the public space. Engage with it. Let's see what your thoughts are on that. We are all agreed that we can't continue to have 36 governors. We can't continue the way we are. And that draft constitution has a whole lot of proposals that you can take a look at. Let's have your responses. But I'm sure within the next week or two, we would have an updated version, slightly tweaked to address a couple of issues like I've placed before you already. There is an indigenship clause that I believe we need to take a look at in the face of the invasion of Nigeria by multiple people who are not of Nigerian indigenship. So let me just say that engage with that for starters. But more importantly, there is a political content. We will organize ourselves, and I've hinted you about this last week. We will organize ourselves into political groups, cells from local governments to ward level to state level around ideas. If we are sufficiently organized around ideas, I see no reason why we do not have the number to challenge the system. If we continue to mouth the rhetoric that there are more of us than them, then we need to find ourselves and then organize ourselves behind ideas, not behind grievances. Because even the ones that are not supporting us today, they have no reason not to support us because they are part of us. The people you call the Ronu bandits, they are suffering as much as you who call yourself obedient. The people you call zombedient are suffering as much as you who call yourself orange revolutionary. Everybody, every Nigerian is victimized by reason of our nationality. I urge us, it cannot be beyond our capacity to organize ourselves around ideas. If we are sufficiently organized, then it becomes easier to wrest the kind of concessions that we seek and to forge the new direction that we must. If we don't, we continue to remain on the table. Oh, sorry. Yeah, on the table because we're on the menu. See, peanuts. You see? That's what we are. Just side snacks on the table because we're on the menu. At what point are we going to realize that we cannot continue to cycle this same mountain, thinking that endless cycles of elections that are designed to work exactly the way they are working will change anything? It is critical that we understand that it is for us to find a consensus if our country is ever going to change. What we have cannot be salvaged. It is not designed to work for the Nigerian. It is designed to serve the owners of Nigeria. They are local agents, not me and you. If we are ever going to come out of this, it will be because we found the capacity to unite as one. Understand very clearly that those who have borne harms against the Nigerian state have done so because they had legitimate grievances against the Nigerian state. But the Nigerian state prefers that you do exactly that. The ones bearing harms, killing citizens, are not the enemies of the Nigerian state. The Nigerian state goes out of its way to harm them, mollycoddle them, does not see them as enemies. But those who are demanding equality of citizenship in Nigeria, those who are asking for a better country, those are the ones routinely clamped in prison. Those who do not satisfy the carnal desires of ministers, governors, they are easy to lock up in prison. But those who speak truth to the Nigerian state, Abdul Mahmoud, is in prison tonight because the Nigerian state has no tolerance for his like. Some other persons were asked to go home. I have no problem with that. Bring their passports on Monday so that those ones can perfect bail. But Abdul Mahmoud, who was already enjoying bail in self-recognitions, who had no conditions attached to his bail, had to be sent to prison. I went to prison in handcuffs. In prison. To prison in handcuffs. They took me to court in handcuffs. I had Bello. I had only his wristwatch. That is the system and the way it is designed to work. To be demanding anything of it is a waste of time. All I have to say to you is this. I'm not interested in belly aching. I'm interested in galvanizing you. But galvanizing you means that you understand the need to act as one. It means that those of you who are students, you need to start working outside the structures of your student unions, which have already been compromised by the state. I was student union president in LASU, and I know the kind of student union we had. I was in NANS, Zone D. I know the kind of NANS we had. I know the number of students who bled to have what you call democracy today. We fought the military. We don't have those kind of structures any longer. I'm not going to go to the university to build that. You, who is a student watching me, some of you are even cultists. You brand yourself this or that. You carry arms, you kill yourselves. This is the time to understand that there is a higher purpose. Organize yourselves. Build consciousness around clear programs and understanding. I can do that for you. I'm no messiah. If you're waiting for Dele farotimi to come to your campus to do that for you, you are a very stupid person. Organize your fellow students. Build platforms for consciousness. Call us online. I'm always happy to speak to any collective who has stood behind ideas. We will try our best to provide support structures, and I've alluded to that since last week. If you're a teacher and you see the way your National Union of Teachers is focused on issues, organize yourselves. Transport union workers, market women. Dele farotimi won't come to your market to do that for you. It's you who has to do that for you. There are no Voltrons coming. No Voltron is coming anywhere. You are the ones who would have to save yourselves. There are no Voltrons. If you know and you elect to be silent, you are not different from the ignorant. You have a duty. Do your duty. Not all of us will come into the public and be speaking Dogon Turenchi like I would, but you have a duty. That duty is owed to your children, is owed to yourself, is owed to posterity. Are you going to leave the country the way it is? You'll sleep someday. You have a country where your tax is administered from France. Everybody else is running away from France. Our own winners are embracing France. Security or insecurity today is provided by the Americans. Terrorists are running rampant all over the place. Justice has all but evaporated. They've ensured that elections are rigged ahead of time. They front-loaded the rigging already. You can't change this system working within this system. The only way you can use this system to defeat this system is when you organize yourself politically around clear demand for change. I and a lot of others are happy to offer the leadership. It's not a faceless thing. We are not hiding ourselves. and we are not looking for violence. But we will place programs in the public space. And I've started by telling you, go and download what is already available, the proposed constitution. Let that provoke the debates. Let's start with that. I'm sure that very soon, definitely in the month of March, we'll give you the political content. Because reality is that this system is happy with reactions. But I don't believe that reactions will change anything in Nigeria. We need to organize ourselves around ideas.